Geez, Joe, you're pretty tall.
You are delightfully petite.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You know, I'm really digging your environmental charter school shirt. That is sharp.
Thank you very much. I love that jacket.
Thank you. And you're a classroom teacher at ECS, right? You're a literacy coach?
Yeah, I am. It's great. It's a really great job.
That must be so fulfilling and rewarding.
Yeah, it's great. You're at the Science Center, right? What do you do at the Science Center?
I am. I'm a museum educator, and I love my job. How many people get to go to work every day and blow things up?
Wow,
right?
that's really awesome. Say, you have really long black hair. It's kind of a difference between us.
You're really tall, Joe. So you might wonder how this odd pairing got together up here on this stage to speak with you today about digital badging. And it turns out that we actually have a lot in common between the two of us.
So for starters, we're both really interested in connecting learning from what's going on in the classroom to what's going on outside the classroom and the great stuff that's happening in Pittsburgh.
Yep. We also both focus on the integration of content areas, so science, technology, engineering, and math, and literacy, and how those intertwine.
And we both know that students bring a lot of assets with them to the classroom. And in order to really reach students, we have to understand those assets and use them as opportunities to grow.
Definitely. So there's actually a lot of intersections between our work together.
I think you're right. Why don't you talk about our Intersections project?
Sure. Well, Joe and I were really fortunate through our organizations, Carnegie Science Center, and Joe's work with the Western Pennsylvania Writing Project at the University of Pittsburgh School of Ed, to be part of a national project that was funded by the National Science Foundation, to the Association of Science and Technology Centers, and to the National Writing Project, to create 10 different teams across the country, coast to coast and in between, to develop projects for youth and educators that really focused on the intersections between science and literacy and formal and informal education. So we were fortunate to have an amazing design team, and a shout out to the legendary Linda Ortenzo, Director of STEM Programs at the Science Center, and the magnificent Michelle King, the Learning Instigator, who were part of this design team, to create a program where middle school and high school students would create digital videos and explore how to tell stories, how to develop characters, how to structure narrative, and the different kinds of genres that could be used to communicate about core scientific concepts such as gravity, friction, or momentum.
So we were really fortunate to have been selected as a Pittsburgh City of Learning digital badging pilot program last summer. It was really exciting because we could see that digital badges were out there, and they were kind of becoming part of the modern educational landscape. So becoming part of the pilot gave us a chance to really think carefully about those science and video competencies that we were talking about as we were planning, and we decided to go ahead and kind of bake those into some badges. Sprout asked us specifically to, as you heard from Matt, Sprout asked us to make 3 badges, or at least 3 badges, 1 skill badge, 1 disposition badge, and 1 knowledge badge.
So our knowledge badges, we actually developed 3, focused on 3 scientific concepts that young people could explore in their digital videos, were the momentum maniac, the friction fanatic, and the gravity guru. And then our skill badge was the storyboarding superhero.
And our disposition badge was keeping your cool, and it turns out that middle schoolers, you have to be really direct with them about introducing themselves, and I'm sorry, it wasn't keeping your cool, it was putting yourself out there. You have to be really direct with them about introducing themselves, making eye contact, and saying something to each other so that they're just kind of developing that collaborative relationship so that they can work together for the rest of the day. That was our main disposition badge. We also came up with, on the fly, the Keeping Your Cool badge, because actually the 2 girls that you see at the top left there, they lost all of their videos and photos kind of midway through the day, and we said, wow, they were so awesome and they really kept their cool. Let's kind of create a badge on the fly, and so we issued one to them and to several other students in the group. This whole exercise, this whole business of creating badges was really interesting for Alana and I. If you think about something like the Gravity Guru badge, what is it that we want a Gravity Guru to do? What are the competencies that a Gravity Guru should be displaying? Well, we want a gravity guru to be able to know the formula for gravity. We want them to know that the mass of both objects, not just one, is really important with gravitational force. And we want them, what's the last thing that we want them to do?
Distance. The distance between objects.
Yeah, so the distance between the objects, right. So we want the distance between the objects, and we also, we want them to demonstrate it. We want them to be able to demonstrate this in a real life context, which is kind of what our film was all about. Something else that I thought was really, that really speaks to me about all of this badging work is moving a focus from only talking about content, only talking about knowledge and content, to also talking about those dispositions and skills. And that's been really important for the work at our school, at the Environmental Charter School. We're really kind of focusing on that work, shifting away from only knowledge and then towards skills and dispositions. And then another piece of badging that's really exciting for us, and probably the primary reason that we're here, is that it's valuing the work that students do inside a classroom as much as you value the work that students do outside the classroom, and then trying to find the links between those things. Again, you know, Matt talked quite a bit about that already.
So there was a lot of value to the work that the students did in partnership with one another, and a lot of value, obviously, from the work that we felt we were able to do through badging. A lot has come since this project that we did that has benefited, I think, both of our organizations tremendously. So, for example, educators from the Environmental Charter School are now systemically advancing their STEM programs in partnership with Carnegie Science Center as Carnegie STEM Excellence Pathway partners. And students from the Environmental Charter School are participating for the first time in our Future City competition, where they get to use SimCity software and create models for their vision of a future city.
And I had the opportunity to go to 2 Aztec conferences, Association of Science and Teaching Center conferences, and see what those professional exhibitors are doing to grab the attention of the visitors that are walking through those exhibits. And then I've tried to bring a lot of that back to our school, back to our community as an instructional coach, and hopefully support and inspire our teachers. It's also been really interesting to develop national partnerships. I mean, there's the local partnership, certainly, between Alana and I, which has been awesome, but there's a program, to be specific, there's a program in North Carolina where there's a middle school teacher who is doing some really interesting work around badging and tinkering with the North Carolina Discovery Center, their local science center. They're not badging it now, but I brought that kind of back to our school, and we'll be badging something like that. In fact, we're in the process of issuing those badges now.
So obviously, I value the work that we've done together tremendously. So on behalf of all of my colleagues at Carnegie Science Center, I'd like to bestow upon you the highest honor. You are now officially a science geek.
Oh my gosh, that, Alana, I am so moved. I'm so moved. Thank you. And in return, I would like to give you a Western Pennsylvania Writing Project notebook so you can journal and reflect on all of the different things that you learned, both today and in the future.
Thank you, thank you. And thanks to all of you for coming today and your commitment to connected learning experiences and finding your own intersections throughout the day.
And as you're looking for those intersections, you can use handle, @Remake Learning, hashtag open badges, but also include hashtag intersections, and then you'll be sort of part of our community.
Thank you.